From wartime motorcycles to cafe racer experiments, today we're counting down the 10 rarest Harley Davidsons of all time. Number 10, Harley Davidson XLCH Sportster, 1957. By the 1950s, British motorcycles were absolutely crushing American bikes in every measurable way. Performance, handling, sales figures, everything was going Britain's way, and American dealers were getting desperate. Dealers across the country were demanding a bike that could compete on equal terms with these superior imports, so Harley hit back with the Sportster in 1957. The genius behind this bike was actually quite simple, though it represented a major shift in thinking. Harley took their existing flathead Model K engine and completely transformed it by grafting overhead valve cylinder heads onto it, then fitted the whole modernized package into a proven Model K chassis. This wasn't entirely new engineering, but it was a smart evolution. Sales were absolutely terrible initially, much to Harley's disappointment. The bike just wasn't connecting with customers the way the company had hoped. Dealers sent Harley back to the drawing board with specific feedback, demanding something even lighter and sportier looking, with a smaller gas tank and bobbed fenders that would appeal to younger riders. That crucial dealer feedback led to the modifications that created what became Harley's longest-running model, remarkably staying in production until 2022. The Sportster line became the entry point for countless riders into the Harley-Davidson family, making these early examples incredibly significant and rare from a historical perspective. Number 9, Harley-Davidson XL-CR. The XL-CR represents one of Harley-Davidson's most interesting and ultimately unsuccessful experiments in chasing motorcycle fashion trends. The cafe racer movement was born in Britain during the 1960s, where young riders stripped down production bikes for style, lightness, and performance, creating machines that looked fast even when standing still. Harley decided to create their own American interpretation of this distinctly British trend, and the result was simultaneously impressive and problematic. Now, with the best will in the world, a Harley-Davidson can only be described as a heavy piece of equipment, and that definitely includes the Sportster upon which the XL-CR was based. The reality was that a stock Sportster fitted with a bikini fairing, single-seat, racing tank, and dropped handlebars was never going to be anything but a stock Sportster with some racy-looking goodies bolted on. It was no sports bike, despite the sporty name and cafe racer styling cues. The fundamental character of the machine remained unchanged beneath the cosmetic modifications. But there's absolutely no denying that the XL-CR looked absolutely fantastic, even if it only sold around 1,000 examples per year for the 3 years of its existence from 1977 to 1979. The styling was spot on, capturing the essence of the cafe racer aesthetic while maintaining unmistakable Harley-Davidson DNA. The XL-CR was also historically significant as one of the very few factory cafe racers produced by any manufacturer, appearing several decades before the Triumph Thruxton brought the style back into mainstream fashion. This makes surviving examples particularly interesting to collectors who appreciate both the styling and the rarity. Today, good examples command prices between $12,000 and $14,000, reflecting their status as rare factory specials that captured a specific moment in motorcycle history. Number 8, Harley-Davidson Servicar. The Great Depression was a time when survival meant innovation, and Harley-Davidson got remarkably creative with one of their most unusual and practical creations. In order to survive the economic catastrophe of the Great Depression, Harley-Davidson was absolutely desperate to increase sales by any means necessary, and their inventive engineers came up with the Servicar, a three-wheeled, practical utility vehicle that solved real-world problems. The real genius was in the practical details that made the Servicar genuinely useful. A specially designed tow bar fitted to the front meant that the Servicar could be towed behind the car being delivered, then ridden back to the dealership by just one person. This innovation saved both time and money for car dealers, making it an instant hit with automotive businesses struggling through the Depression. Mechanically, the Survey car was powered by a reliable 750cc V-twin engine producing 25 horsepower, mounted in a specially designed tricycle frame. Power wasn't the point here. Reliability, practicality, and durability were everything. These machines needed to work day in and day out in commercial applications. Production ran from 1932 to 1973, an incredibly long run that speaks to the design's fundamental soundness and continued relevance. Today, surviving examples are valued at around $14,000, appreciated by collectors who understand their crucial role in keeping Harley-Davidson alive during America's darkest economic period. Number 7. Harley-Davidson Electra Glide. The Electra Glide represents the foundation stone of every fully dressed Harley touring bike that followed, establishing a template that continues to influence motorcycle design today. The Electra Glide was still technically based on the panhead engine, but the styling and approach were completely revolutionary for Harley-Davidson. The FLH model, where the H specifically stood for highway, got a comprehensive upgrade that included a modern 12-volt electrical system and a larger 5-gallon gas tank for extended range. But the real attraction was the king of the highway option package that transformed the bike into a touring machine. Performance came from engines ranging from 1200 to 1340cc, with the 1200cc version producing 58 horsepower and 70 pound-feet of torque from its V-twin engine mounted in a steel tube frame. This was serious power for long-distance touring, providing the performance needed to handle fully loaded touring conditions. The Electra Glide established the fundamental template for American touring motorcycles that continues today, proving that comfort and performance could successfully coexist. Values today range from $15,000 to $20,000 for good examples, reflecting their historical significance and continued appeal to touring enthusiasts. Number 6. Harley-Davidson WLA. In the pantheon of legendary Harley-Davidson models, the WLA might not have as much popular currency as the famed Knucklehead, but it is absolutely just as important in the general history of the company for reasons that extend far beyond simple sales figures. The approximately 70,000 WLAs produced during World War II quite literally ensured the prosperity of the company after the war had ended, providing the financial foundation for everything that followed. Without the massive military contracts that the WLA represented, Harley-Davidson might not have survived the economic challenges of the post-war period. The bike was widely adopted by the U.S. Armed Forces for its reliability and ease of maintenance, but its influence extended far beyond American borders. Large numbers were exported to allied nations including Russia, the United Kingdom, and South Africa, where they served in various military roles throughout the war. These utilitarian military motorcycles became the foundation of rebellious biker culture that we associate with freedom and non-conformity. Here's the fascinating connection that changed motorcycle culture forever. After World War II ended, the military had thousands of surplus WLA motorcycles that they needed to dispose of quickly. These bikes were sold to the public at incredibly low prices, making motorcycle ownership accessible to working-class veterans for the first time. Returning GIs bought these cheap military bikes and immediately began stripping off all the military equipment, olive drab paint, and utilitarian accessories. They created the bobber style by cutting down fenders, removing unnecessary parts, and personalizing their machines. These customized ex-military bikes became symbols of freedom and rebellion on American highways. Today, any WLA, whether in standard military trim or customized bobbed configuration, is becoming increasingly important to collectors who understand their dual role in both military history and the birth of the American biker culture. Values have reached approximately $18,000 for good examples, reflecting their growing recognition and rarity. Number 5. Harley-Davidson VR 1000. Harley wanted to enter the highly competitive American AMA Superbike Championship and compete directly against the best that Japanese and European manufacturers could offer. This required building something completely unlike any previous Harley-Davidson. To accomplish this goal, a revolutionary new 1000cc liquid-cooled, fuel-injected engine producing 135 horsepower was conceived and built, then mounted in an advanced aluminum twin-spar frame. Every aspect of this design represented a dramatic departure from traditional Harley engineering philosophy. However, despite development work commencing as early as 1991, the VR1000 didn't actually appear on racetracks until 1994. By that time, 3 years of additional development by competitors meant it was already underpowered compared to its rivals in the ultra-competitive Superbike Championship. The project struggled on valiantly until 2001, never achieving the racing success that had been hoped for, and was then officially dropped from competition and production. The racing results were disappointing, but the technology development was invaluable for future projects. But the VR1000 showed that Harley-Davidson was genuinely prepared to embrace liquid cooling and modern performance technology, as subsequent models would prove. The technological lessons learned from this project influenced everything that followed, making it far more significant than its racing record might suggest. But there's something truly remarkable about one particular Harley engine design that influenced every single motorcycle the company built afterward. It's the 1936 Knucklehead's revolutionary approach to engine design as visual art. Before the Knucklehead, motorcycle engines were typically hidden or treated as purely functional components. But Harley's designers realized that the distinctive V-twin configuration and the sculptural quality of the rocker covers could become the visual centerpiece of the entire motorcycle. They made the engine beautiful to look at, not just mechanically sound. The Knucklehead established the principle that every Harley engine should be displayed proudly as the heart and soul of the machine, with distinctive styling that makes it immediately recognizable. This philosophy of celebrating the engine as visual art, not hiding it, has influenced every Harley-Davidson design since 1936 and remains central to the brand's identity today. Today, the VR1000 is a much sought-after model among collectors who appreciate its significance in Harley's technological evolution rather than judging it purely on racing results. Values range from $20,000 to $30,000, reflecting their rarity and importance in the company's development timeline. Number 4. Harley-Davidson EL Knucklehead. The Knucklehead holds special historical significance as the last motorcycle designed by the original founding team of the Davidson brothers and William S. Harley himself. This makes every surviving example a direct connection to the company's founders and their vision for American motorcycling. The engine featured a tubular steel frame designed specifically to handle the increased power and performance of the overhead valve engine. Every component was engineered to work together as a complete performance package. A Knucklehead Harley is hugely valuable today, with good examples commanding around $60,000, and some enthusiasts maintain that it represents the best Harley ever built. The combination of historical significance, founder involvement, and genuine performance advancement makes these machines incredibly special. The Knucklehead established design and performance principles that influenced every Harley-Davidson that followed, making it not just a collectible motorcycle, but a foundational machine that defied the company's future direction. Number 3. Harley-Davidson XR750. According to motorcycle racing experts and historians, the Harley-Davidson XR750 is quite simply the most successful racing machine on 2 wheels, or 4, ever produced by any manufacturer. Between 1972 and 2008, an incredible span of 36 years, the XR750 won an astounding 29 of 37 AMA Grand National Championships. This represents a level of sustained competitive dominance that is virtually unprecedented in any form of motorsport, winning more individual races than any other machine in the entire history of AMA racing. While the XR750 might not be particularly rare in terms of absolute production numbers compared to some of the other bikes on this list, its competition success and massive significance in the history of Harley-Davidson racing ensures its permanent place on any list of collectible Harleys. Values for XR750 examples today range from $50,000 to $60,000, reflecting not just their rarity, but their absolute central role in establishing Harley-Davidson's racing credibility during a crucial period in the company's history. Number 2. Any single-cylinder Harley-Davidson model. Harley introduced the first V-twin engine in 1907, but very few of these new engines were actually sold before 1910. The vast majority of production through that crucial early period consisted of 500cc single-cylinder models that established the company's reputation for reliability and quality. Here's what makes these early single-cylinder bikes extraordinarily valuable to collectors today. Production numbers in those early years were absolutely microscopic by modern manufacturing standards. Only 37 bikes were built in the entire year of 1907, for example, making survival of any example virtually miraculous. This extreme rarity drives values into the stratosphere, with any single-cylinder Harley-Davidson commanding prices of $200,000 and upward. Sadly, this astronomical value means that very few will ever be ridden again, becoming static museum pieces rather than functioning motorcycles. Production numbers in the early years were so minute that even the fact that early bikes are not V-twins makes little to no difference in terms of their value today. Rarity trumps everything else when it comes to these foundational machines. But here's the twist. There's one specific Harley-Davidson that recently shattered all auction records, selling for a price that shocked even the most seasoned collectors who thought they had seen everything. The story behind this particular bike and its absolutely record-breaking sale price will leave you completely speechless. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Strap Tank. In 2023, a 1908 Harley-Davidson Strap Tank model sold for an absolutely staggering $935,000 at a Mecum auction in Las Vegas, making it the most expensive motorcycle ever sold at auction at the time. This wasn't just any vintage motorcycle. This was one of the only 450 motorcycles manufactured by Harley-Davidson in the entire year of 1908. The sale price becomes even more remarkable when you consider that this particular motorcycle had been completely restored and had therefore lost all of its original patina and authentic aging. Typically, collectors strongly prefer original condition with authentic wear and aging, but in this case, the incredible rarity trumped everything else. To illustrate just how unpredictable the collector market can be, a similar model from 1907, when the company manufactured only 37 motorcycles in the entire year, in completely original condition with all its authentic patina intact, sold for only $750,000 a few years earlier. There is truly no accounting for collector taste and market dynamics. When you consider the production numbers, the survival of any example borders on the miraculous. Harley-Davidson manufactured only 37 motorcycles in 1907 and 450 in 1908, making these machines among the rarest vehicles ever produced by any manufacturer. The record-breaking sale price reflects not just rarity, but the recognition that these machines represent the foundation of American motorcycle culture and the beginning of a story that continues today with millions of Harley-Davidson riders worldwide. From a $935,000 auction record to wartime heroes that shape biker culture, these 10 Harley-Davidsons prove that rarity and history create incredible value. Which of these rare Harleys surprised you the most? Drop your answers in the comments below and tell me which bike you choose for your dream garage. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible motorcycle stories.